Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another RWBY Volume 6 blind reaction. And today I'm looking at Volume 6, Chapter 3 of RWBY, titled The Lost Fable. And, yeah. After that last chapter, there is just so much hype for this one. I mean, what do I even say? We got Salem stuff coming up. We're going to learn the story behind Salem and Ozpin, their connection, and just all this crazy stuff that happened in the past, and I cannot wait for it. Like literally, I do not know what to say about this. I'm just so intrigued and excited to get into it, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I usually have a longer build-up before I start the episode, but this time I don't think I can keep it going. I think I gotta go just straight for it. So, yeah, let's do that. Here we go. Rooster Teeth. Got our intro. Moon! RWBY Volume 6. I might find out what happened there. That could be a part of this story, and that would be incredible. Probably not gonna be much Bumblebee in this one, but that's fine because we got more important, well, I guess, stuff to deal with. I guess that's debatable. Cinder. I wonder if we'll even get any Cinder stuff or any Atom stuff. It could be just 100% pure this story. This whole Salem backstory. There she is. You probably figure out what all that is about too. Still curious about the Jean thing, because he's not there to react to all this Ozpin stuff going on. So that's gonna have to come later, I guess. A Jean reaction. Here we go. I'm ready for this.
Locked away by her cruel father, Salem was a girl who desired but one thing: freedom.
Aww.
She lived in a time when kings and their kingdoms were plentiful, when men and women were capable
RWBY.
of greatness, and magic was a gift from the gods that all could wield.
Okay, that's different.
And yet there
Wow.
she sat within her tower.
So things have really changed then.
Until one day, a legendary hero came to brave the challenges within the tower's walls.
Crow.
The people of the lands knew him as Ozma.
Oh, Ozma. Okay, going straight from
Unlike
the
those who had come before, this warrior was
Wizard of
not
Oz
driven
books.
by the prize of the young maiden's hand. He fought only for righteousness, and his pure heart and courageous soul prevailed.
Cool. Oh, this is some cool art. Aw, she's so
They escaped the wretched fortress,
so cute.
and yet something bound them together. Ozma had been ready
Aw.
to give his life for justice countless times, but now saw a woman worth saving.
It's precious, but I know it's all gonna go just
And Salem,
straight
to her
downhill.
surprise, found her freedom not in the outside world she had yearned for, but in the eyes of the man that had saved her.
Mm-hmm.
So, where should we go now?
Wherever you'd like.
The two fell deeply in love.
Of course they
Had
did.
adventures around
Of course
the world,
that's how this started.
and lived happily ever after. Or at least,
Yeah.
that's what should have.
Yeah.
Ozma, the infallible hero of legend, fell ill.
Oh.
And where all of the beasts and blades of the world had fallen short, a single sickness prevailed.
That sucks. Nice. Aw.
How could the gods let this happen?
The gods, brothers of light and darkness, creation and destruction. Salem prayed they would see the injustice that had befallen her love and make things right. The domain of light was
That's
a
really
sacred
pretty.
place.
Yeah, you can see why. Assuming
It
that's
was
the domain
here
of light.
The elder brother dwelled beside his fountain of life and creation.
Yeah, it is.
It was
It's a cool
here
stick.
where mankind
Staff.
would fall to ruin.
Okay. I mean, I guess that figures. This is a long episode, I just noticed. 26 minutes. Oh. Okay, is that the god? We actually have... We actually have the god taking form?
Please bring him back to me.
I understand your pain, but you
And he has a
demand of
voice.
me that which I cannot make so.
Well, you probably could.
Life and death are part of a delicate balance.
And you just don't want to. Because of that.
So, you won't do it then?
To disrupt the cycle of...
That's not fair. That's not fair!
Oh. Oh, Salem.
Let him rest.
This is where the evil starts.
No.
Of course, it starts from somewhere pure.
The god of darkness.
Usually does. Oh. Okay, and we're going straight
None
to...
dared to enter his home, as men knew what monstrosities emerged from his blackened pools of annihilation.
Salem quickly
And so you
tempted
must
by the
understand
darkness.
the Dark Lord's surprise when he found a
What's
lone
he gonna
woman
look like?
kneeling before him.
Oh. Fairly similar, just a lot creepier. Oh, Yang. Yeah,
Salem
Grim.
understood it well. She
grim.
told him of her loss and professed that she knew only he could answer her prayers, all while careful to make no mention of his elder.
Rise.
And this looks kind of similar to where Salem lives now,
Faith in me be rewarded.
doesn't it? Oh.
Where am I? Where am I?
Okay. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, I somehow doubt that. Oh. Okay.
What have you done?
I have done what I please, brother. You may bask in the powers of creation, but you do not own them.
This is crazy, actually seeing the
It's
gods.
not creation.
Do not lecture me.
I will do what I must to maintain order.
Oh. Okay.
No! No! What did you do? Bring him back!
You dare enter my domain and show such disrespect!
Ozma!
Oh.
I am abiding
This poor guy.
agreed
Just
upon.
Rules that I now see work ever in your
back and forth.
And yet the day a mortal comes
Oh.
to pray at my feet.
Well, that's cool.
So do you rise to lay your judgment upon me.
Oh god. We've gone full dragon. But of course he has some badass. Yeah. He's gone dragon too.
Our differences, but I
We're gonna have a dragon fight.
with the aim to control you. The same, however, cannot be said for her. This woman came to you only after I denied her pleas. Pleas that would have disrupted the balance that you and I created. Together.
Then it seems I owe you an apology.
Oh.
Allow me to correct my mistake.
Well,
You monsters! Give him back to me! Give it back!
Ooh. Okay, and now we're falling.
When you first came to me, I did pity you. But it is clear now that your selfishness and arrogance have led you astray.
What did you do to me?
Oh.
I have made you immortal.
Okay.
Immortal?
You cannot die. You cannot be with your beloved.
So long as this world turns, you shall walk its face.
Well, that kind of
You must
sucks.
learn the importance
I guess.
of life and death. Only then may you rest.
Oh.
Salem was a prisoner once again. Her fruitless attempts to reunite with Ozma eventually became nothing more than acts of spite and defiance against
Oh.
the gods.
Okay.
But perhaps the gods were not as powerful as they seemed. She had lied to them, turned them against one another. They were fallible. If she were to turn humanity against light and darkness, she could rid herself of their curse.
Oh, Salem.
Or at the very least, she could make them suffer.
Oh.
Salem traveled from one kingdom to another, telling tales of how she stole immortality from the gods, welcomed any swordsman to cut her down, and demonstrated her powers. With the kings and queens in awe, she pulled them deeper into her scheme. She painted them pictures of a time when they would no longer have to watch their loved ones wither and die, when they could claim the powers of their creators for themselves, and in turn perfect their own design.
Some cool looking characters here.
All they needed to do was destroy their old masters.
Oh, okay.
Gods hoped that Salem would learn from her eternal curse. And she did. She learned that the hearts of men are easily swayed.
So are these like... They're kind of themed on the kingdoms, I guess, like Vacuo and
Who has led you
Mistral
down this path?
and Vale, I guess. Wouldn't be an Atlas quite yet, but... This probably predates all
My
this,
own gift
officially.
to them, used against me.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you don't mess with the gods. That's... Just love the look of all these individual characters. They really went all out with the art.
You
Yeah.
thought there was no greater punishment we could bestow upon you?
I'll come back. I'll tell the rest of the world of this massacre. Build a new army.
You do not understand. There is no one left.
Oh.
You are all that remains of humanity.
Okay.
This
Well, that seems a bit
is a
extreme.
beautiful experiment, but it is merely a remnant of what it once was.
Remnant.
We will learn from this failure. I hope that you will learn from yours.
No, you can't leave. You can't leave. Come back.
And then they're gone.
Still demanding things of your creators.
There were... Oh. Okay. Well, it's just that simple. The moon! I guess that's... Oh. Well, what are the meteors gonna do?
Once again, Salem was alone. She cursed the gods. She cursed the universe. She cursed everything. Everything but herself. She wandered the face of the planet, awaiting a death that would never come.
Mm-hmm.
Until fate led her back to the land of darkness. This was it. This had to be it. The Brothers Grimm, the pools of black that continued to give rise to horrific nightmares. If the Fountain of Life granted her immortality,
The Brothers
then
Grimm.
surely the pools of Grimm would finally take it away. She was wrong. This
Yeah,
force
it's
of
gonna-
pure destruction could not destroy a being of infinite life. Instead, it created a being of infinite life with a desire for pure destruction.
Oh god, oh wow. It's
And
like
in time, she would find her adversary.
current Salem but hotter. So what happened to him? And how do we get people back? Like,
Ozma.
oh.
Where am I?
We are between realms. I'm afraid a tragedy has befallen your home at the hands of my brother. We have chosen to depart this world, but in our absence, I would like to offer you the chance to return to it.
I don't understand.
Mankind is no more, yet your world remains. And in time, your kind will grow to walk its face once again.
How?
However, without our presence, they will be but a fraction of what they once were. Creation, destruction, choice, and knowledge were the ideals upon which humanity was made.
Oh, I didn't really get a good look at.
Now,
Here we got like a crown,
I leave
a
them behind with the
scepter,
hope
and
that
a
you may
sword.
learn to make yourselves. If brought together, these four relics will summon my brother and I back to your world, and humanity will be judged. If your kind has learned to live in harmony with one another and set aside their differences, then we shall once again live among you, and humanity will be made whole again.
Well, that would be cool.
But if your kind is unchanged, if you demand our blessings while still fighting amongst yourselves, then man will be found untamable, and your world will be wiped from existence. Until your task is complete,
Oh,
you will
so
reincarnate,
Oscar's seeing this too.
but in a manner that ensures you are never alone.
I'm sorry, but that world just isn't as dear to me without her. If I may, I'd rather return to the afterlife to see Salem.
You will not find her there.
Yeah.
She isn't gone?
Salem lives, but the woman you hold dear in your memories is gone. Heed this warning. Where you seek comfort, you will only find pain. So, will you...
I'll do it.
Very well. Our creation rests within your hands.
And so, Ozma was reborn.
Oh.
Where am I?
Yeah, we really did a bad job of getting rid of all of humanity here.
Thank you. Please, tell me your name. Who are you?
He didn't know.
Ozma had found himself in a world completely unfamiliar to him. Cities looked different. Creatures known as the Faunus bore fangs and claws and were locked away in cages. And without the blessing of the gods, no one could perform magic like mankind was once capable of. No one but himself and a woman known as the Witch.
Oh. Okay.
During his years of travel, he heard the same frightened whispers that spoke of a terrifying sorceress who commanded dark powers in the wilds among the beasts and monsters. Ozma was convinced that this witch was Salem, and decided he needed to see what she had become.
Oh, wow! She just the hair.
Call it magic or call
Makes
it
such a
something
big difference.
stronger. But in that moment, the two knew exactly who it was that stood before them.
Yeah.
What do we do now?
Whatever we like.
As Salem and Ozma recounted the events which had brought them back together, each withheld parts of their story. Salem, fearing Ozma would reject her, blamed the end of the world on the gods. Ozma, still unsure of where the truth lay, kept his task and the relics a secret. Though time passed and all seemed well, Ozma's conversation with the God of Light still lingered in his mind. He had found happiness, but humanity seemed more divided than ever before.
Are you surprised? This world is quite literally godless. These humans have no one to guide them. Perhaps that's all they need.
What are you saying?
We could become the gods of this world.
Oh, okay.
Surpass all others. Our souls
Why not?
transcend death. We can mold these lands into whatever we want. What you want. Create the paradise that the old gods could not.
Oh.
The hearts of men are
I mean, it's hard to say no to
easily
that. Oh, wow. Oh god, they can do that?
The two amassed a following. That following grew into a prosperous kingdom. And at the head of that kingdom blossomed a family.
Oh. Okay. Huh. So is this the true origin of the maidens? Is that where we're going with that? Or...
Are we sure this is right?
You said we needed to bring humanity together. In order to do that, we have to spread our word and destroy those who will deny it.
What are we doing?
Oh.
This isn't what he asked of me.
What did you say?
Mother! Father! Look!
Yeah.
It was a miracle. Their children could perform magic. But what should have been a joyous occasion was short-lived. Ozma told Salem everything. The true reason the God of Light had brought him back. The relics that lay scattered around the world. And the day of judgment he had been told to prepare for.
Don't you see? None of that matters anymore. Why spend our lives trying to redeem these humans when we can replace them with what they could never be?
Mommy?
Oh. Oh. And it's falling apart.
We finally have freedom.
Oh. Okay.
Thus began a long and painful cycle of death and rebirth for Ozma. Some lives were spent in mourning. Many were spent attempting to forget it all. But no matter what, his mind would eventually turn back to the task he had been burdened with. And as the centuries went on, Ozma began to learn the importance of living with the souls with which he had been paired. But no matter where or how he lived, her presence was always felt. If humanity were ever to stand a chance of being united,
oh, there's
one
the
thing
cane.
was clear.
He had to destroy Salem.
Knowing he could never rid the world of her through any mortal means, Ozma sought out the power of the relics. Armed with my knowledge, he believed he could fulfill his promise to the God of Light.
Well, cool. Thanks for that, Jin.
Where are the other relics?
He asked me his questions.
What powers do they possess?
And though I gave
Well,
him
that's
my
his
answers,
immediate
How do I destroy
predecessor?
Salem?
I'm guessing?
not all of them were to his liking. You can't.
Maybe not, because it was more than one question. Oh, damn, it's over. Damn it. Is that really the end? Well, there we go. That was quickest 26 minutes I've ever had, I think. Oh, wow. So much there. I'm gonna have to go back and go through it again. Decode it all. Just so much to really talk about and look at, and it's crazy. And really, I don't think it's quite as bad as Ozpin maybe thinks it is. I mean, I guess he's hiding the fact that they were lovers, but I mean, I don't know. She's still clearly the evil one, and he was pretty much just a hapless victim at the start. I guess the bad thing that he did is team up with her for a while and kind of rule over people, just kind of exploit the power that he had. But he realized that was bad and broke away from it. So I think I can really understand Ozpin here. I mean, Salem, well, I understand her too, but it's definitely more selfish, it's definitely more evil, definitely more just amoral and not really caring about anything but what she wants. And Ozpin is different. But yeah, let's go through this again, see what we have, see if there's anything I missed. Everyone could wield magic in the original world. That's cool. Good to know. So there's definitely a significance, I think, to the original staff. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Salem. Salem's just so cute in her original. Yeah. The gods are cool. When they were introduced in Season 4, I never would have thought we would actually see them in the show. Like, actually interacting with other characters. And the two... What do they call it? The... The Domain of Light and the Domain of Dark, they, or whatever they're called. I wonder if we're going to be seeing them. I mean, obviously the Domain of Dark, the dark one, that seems to be where Salem is currently at. But I wonder if we're going to ever locate the other one. I love the creepiness of the Dark God. Those dragons. Yeah, this is a pretty... I mean, Salem's been through a lot, but she kind of... was pretty demanding. Pretty selfish. And then we have these kings and rulers. And I do feel it is probably significant that there are 3 of them. One very European, one Asian, and then like one like warrior barbarian type. So it does kind of seem like it's Vale, Mistral, and Vacuum based on what we've seen of those kingdoms. Though this is obviously in the prior world. But I guess this is what it was built on top of. So that's kind of interesting. There's some other rather unique looking characters in there, but I doubt they're significant. And so I see 2 that are like the exact at least, no, there are duplicates there. But the one that really looks interesting to me is that ponytail girl. I don't know. Yeah, she's shown a couple times, and she's prominent there. Is she important somehow? I don't know. I mean, she dies. I mean, they all die, so I guess probably not, but it's weird how... And then the Dark God kills everyone, but he doesn't, apparently. Because there are still people. Remnant of what it once was. That's where the name comes from. And then the moon. They spend a lot of time showing the meteors from the moon. I'm guessing that's probably where dust came from. Because it wasn't really a thing in the original world, I don't think. They don't really show it or talk about it. And they had magic. And then she becomes the Salem we know now, pretty much, just with better hair. Yeah, seriously, she needs to wear her hair down again. That would be better. Makes a big difference. Oh, and then we get the silhouettes of the relics. It is like a crown, a scepter, and a sword. Did they say which one is which? Okay, creation is the scepter. Destruction is the sword. Choice is the crown. And knowledge is the lamp, of course. So that's interesting. Because the one that we're not really sure where it is the choice, the crown. So we gotta think about where a crown could be. Back in Vale, back at Haven. Or not Haven, Beacon. Can't believe I'm almost forgetting what the original school is called. Yeah. I don't know where... Can't think of anywhere obvious that Oz would hide that, but now at least we know what it looks like, what the thing that he hid. Oh yeah. Okay. Listening to the gods' ultimatum again here. Okay, so I missed that the first time. If they bring the relics together, that will summon the gods. So that's the significance of gathering all four. That will trigger Judgment Day. Okay. Okay, yeah, I see how it is. So, well, I don't know. I mean, the world currently, I don't think it would quite pass the God's judgment with everything going on with the Faunus and just humanity and stuff. I mean, I guess we're not that far off. Like, if we solve the whole Faunus issue and we make sure war doesn't break out, then maybe we could get a pass. Because the rest of humanity seems pretty just like in line with each other, just kind of against the Grimm. But Salem is kind of definitely like making things a bit difficult. Oz, he wasn't up for taking on the burden until he realized Salem was still there, until he was told that. So that's another thing that maybe makes him look a little bad, that he was willing to just And then we have the return to Remnant. I wonder how much time has passed between the original incarnation of Ozma and then the second one. So apparently, it seems like a lot has happened, like with humanity re-emerging somehow from the dust, I guess. Because that's what we were originally told, that mankind came from dust, and I guess if dust did come from the moon, then I don't even know how that works. So I'm just I don't know. But yeah, this is more familiar. We have Faunus, we have dust. And yeah, no one has magic but him. And then the witch. Oh god, she looks good. Yeah, that power when they just destroy that Nevermore, that's crazy. That's them together with that's not with any relics either. That's he's got the other staff, not the, well, it wouldn't be the creation he'd use anyway, it'd be the sword, I guess. So yeah, that's just what they can do. Which is fascinating. I wonder how much Salem can do just on her own. Then we have these statues of them. That's cool. And then their kingdom. And the little girls. Let me look at them. Yeah, they definitely seem rather season-oriented. I'm guessing these are the original maidens, and that the other maiden story was, in fact, not very true. That would kind of make sense. So he didn't really... I mean, he did. He made them, if they are the maidens, so he imparted his magic to them that way. But did he really sacrifice magic for them? That's the question. Like, if they were just born with it, and they were made, I'm guessing, in the traditional way, then did he really give up all that magic that he said he did? That's a thing. And how about, we didn't really see it explained, the crow thing, that kind of magic transference thing. Is that something... I don't know, is his magic really dwindling? Are there really such harsh restrictions on it? Or what? That's, Oh, Salem. So her ultimate goal really is to just wipe humanity clean and start over again. That's great. I wonder how many of her followers know about that. If what she wants the relics for is to basically start over. Because I kind of doubt very many of them would be okay with that. It's kind of like, I mean, you're not going to survive that. I don't think she can tell the gods, just don't kill these guys because they're with me. I don't see that happening. I mean, so, yeah. I'm guessing she's keeping some secrets too. And then we have this fight, which is mostly obscured from us, unfortunately, but they still make it cool. They definitely use some tricks to add to the drama without showing us too much. And then we see Oz die, or get killed, but we don't really see what happens to the girls, so I don't know. It's interesting how we see him going from one cane to the next. Like, did he lose it? There's the whole alcoholic form that we have. So we got his second form dying at the hands of Salem. Then we see this old man. I guess that's his third form. And then the fourth form is this guy in the hat and vest, and he obviously has a drinking problem, so that's great. And then after, he was attempting to forget it all apparently, and yeah, apparently that's when we switch from one cane to the next. The guy with the glasses comes up with a new cane, I guess. I wonder why he made that change. Then we have this cute family. And this guy's all about the cane. And we see his vault there. That's kind of cool. I wonder where that is. Probably in Beacon or something. And then, this guy with a tie. Where are the other relics? Yeah, she could probably answer the first two questions, I'm guessing. I mean, that'd probably be simple enough. And she probably did, too. I mean, considering the implication is that Ozpin has all the relics at the schools. So this is the guy, I guess, who found all of them and then, built the schools to house them. And, yeah, that's cool. That's, so he would be... He's not the immediate predecessor, but, I mean, trying to think back. The World of Remnant, there was that king. This guy doesn't look like a king, though. I mean, maybe. It's a bit more of a modern society, so he could be the king. Though he's not really... He doesn't really have the figure. He doesn't really have that presence that I would picture from the guy in the World of Remnant. So this is probably the guy before that, maybe? Because if I recall... I don't know. It's weird. I forget. I'll have to rewatch that World of Remnant and kind of get the history in order. But, I guess this is the guy who probably found the relics, and then the next guy is probably the guy who built the schools and had that all happen, and worried about finding a place to safely house them, and all of that. So, yeah. But yeah, no killing Salem. I guess Raven's right about that part. But I don't know. I mean, if that is the case, then how are we going to ever have a resolution to the show? I mean, there has to be some way to do it. I think. Or maybe not. Maybe the point is just to defeat her in every other aspect, just to show the worth of humanity, and then, pass the God's Judgment Day test, and just get them to give the... If they're back, I guess they could do it. They could undo what they did. If they're back to living amongst the humans, then they would be able to take care of the whole Salem issue. So I guess really the whole point is just to unify humanity and just make everyone cool with each other. But that becomes hard when Salem is still active, so it's definitely complicated. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. This is a cool little backstory. It's very, very involved, and it was well told there by Momo. Genie Momo, which I love. I love that that's the voice actress that we went with for this whole super hot genie. It's fitting in a way. And yeah, it was just the art was all great. Every aspect of it was, I think, satisfactory and just good. This was definitely really worth all the hype that I had for it. I mean, after that cliffhanger on the last one, I was just so ready to see what this would be, what this story would be, and it did not disappoint. This was everything that it needed to be. And I mean, nothing was that surprising, honestly. I mean, obviously we knew that it had something to do with the gods, and I think most people probably suspected that probably Ozpin and Salem had some sort of involvement like this. I mean, I know a lot of people already shipped them, but now we know that is indeed something that did happen, and there were even children involved, and yeah, that's that's different. But Yeah, that was cool. And we saw how the moon happened. I mean, it was kind of less of a. I mean, I don't want to say I was underwhelmed by the moon, because I mean it was something involving the literal gods of the world. They literally did it, and it seemed. But I mean, at the same time, they did it because, I mean, unless they intended to knock all the meteors to Earth and create dust or whatever, and that was something they meant to do. Otherwise, it kind of seemed like they just just ran into it, because why not? Just it was in the way. Like, I mean, it just kind of had that feel like, oh, it's in the way of my path, so I'm just going to go through it instead of going around. But I don't know. I mean, I we finally have an answer to that mystery, though, and that's pretty cool. That's something that's been lingering really since the trailers, so now we know about the moon, and really about just about everything. I mean, there's still some gaps. I mean, there is that notable gap between when Oz, or when Salem, or when the gods left, really, and when Ozpin came back, or Ozma. Just call him Oz. That's probably simplest. Like when he, this is just this whole other world sprang up all of a sudden from apparently nothing. Okay. I mean, the gods seemed aware that it would happen, so I guess they left enough people. And who knows how Faunus just suddenly happened. That's still kind of a mystery. But yeah. It's cool. We got most of the big mysteries solved here. And again, Ozpin, just in terms of this being what he hid. Though there might be more to the story. I mean, there's other things Ozpin surely hid. Ruby's question was nice and broad. So, unless, I mean, I don't really know how Momojin here works. She might just be like, oh, this is what he's really hiding, and the rest of the stuff, I don't really need to get into that. I mean, obviously, like, the little things in his daily life that he's hiding, probably just, that's not going to be touched on. But I'm sure there are some other big secrets that still remain, in terms of just everything. Like, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe there's more, maybe there isn't. If not, or if this is all there is, I'm fairly satisfied. I think this was a sufficiently big lore drop. And again, I don't really think I don't really think Ozpin comes out of this too looking too bad. I mean, for one thing, it's really understandable that Salem would have such sway with him, considering just how amazing she was. She definitely attractive, and that that's a very, very hard power to overcome. But yeah, for the most part, really the only lies that were there is the one that he was in love with her, and that was such a big part of it, and two, he kind of ruled over humanity for a while, or at least a part of humanity. He had his own kingdom, and he just kind of ruled with Salem and exploited the power that he was given. And three, potentially the maiden story was a lie. Though we don't really know for sure there. That's just kind of a guess based on how those kids looked and the fact that they could do magic and all that stuff. But yeah, considering, I mean, I was honestly expecting something worse for Oz, that maybe he was the one in Salem's role in the story, and that he is the one who kind of threw things out of balance, though it was out of love or something, and he's just been trying to atone for that. He's not really so much the atoner as I thought. He's just... Like, I mean, it really did start off with him just being a victim. He died of disease. His wife or girlfriend or whatever, I don't know if they were married I think they were married. but his lover in the original timeline wanted to bring him back, and then his soul was just sort of blasted back and forth into and out of existence, and then they picked him out of nothing and just pushed him along and said, "Okay, it's on you now. You prove humanity's worth or not. We'll yeah, you just." Like, I mean, you gotta feel for Osmond. I think he's not really a bad guy. He needs to, in fact, I would say he really just needs to be a bit more open. He needs to worry less about what others are going to think about this. I mean, this is a story that could, if you just tell it, it could be explained. I mean, it's way in the past, most of it, so even if you admit that you were wrong and that you were guided down this path for a time, you could just sort of say, you've changed, you realized your mistakes, and you're committed to the rightful cause now. And I think most people would accept that, especially people who are going to trust you and who follow you. So, yeah, I think Osmond's biggest fault, really, in all of this is just the fact that he's not telling people about it. He's just kept this inside. He's kept this secret, even though it's not as bad as he would really think. So maybe there's more to it. As said, we don't really know for sure if that was the end of Momojin's story. We'll find out next time. And, I mean, oh wow, this video is approaching an hour in length. So I think I'm going to end it. Anyway, hope you liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.